when Yeshua said in Matthew 5:39, "But I say to you, do not resist the evil person, but if someone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to him the other also." Many read it as an instruction to be passive, to accept abuse, or to allow oneself to be beaten without resistance. But in the world of Yeshua's day, the meaning was far deeper, rooted in cultural practice, dignity, and the reclaiming of equality. The historical setting, honor and shame, culture. First century Jewish and Roman society operated within a strict honor-shame system. A slap was not usually about violence, but about status and humiliation. A backhand slap was considered a gesture of superiority. It was how a master struck a servant, how a Roman might treat a Jew, or how a wealthy person would demean a poor one. A slap with the open hand or the left hand would be seen differently, either as an insult between equals or as an unclean act. So when Yeshua referenced a slap on the right cheek, it meant a backhanded strike, a way to say, "You are beneath me." What turning the other cheek meant. When Yeshua said to turn the other cheek, he was not telling his followers to submit to abuse. Instead, he was describing a way to defy humiliation without violence. If someone backhanded you on the right cheek, to turn the left cheek would force them into an impossible situation. They could no longer strike you as an inferior. They would now have to strike you as an equal, face to face. In that act, the oppressed person was silently saying, "You cannot treat me as less than human. If you strike me again, you must acknowledge me as your equal." This was a form of non-violent resistance, a reclaiming of dignity in a society where many were stripped of it. Yeshua's radical reversal. Instead of revenge or violent rebellion against Rome, Yeshua called his followers to a higher way. Not submission, not retaliation, but creative resistance that exposed injustice and restored human equality. This teaching went hand in hand with his other sayings: giving your cloak when sued, going the extra mile when forced to carry a soldier's pack. Each of these turned an act of oppression into a moment of reclaiming dignity. Reflection for today. Turning the other cheek remains a profound principle for our modern world. In personal conflict, it's not about allowing abuse, but about refusing to let another person define you as inferior. It's standing with self-control and refusing to be dragged into cycles of revenge. In faith, it reminds believers that Yeshua's kingdom is not about domination or humiliation, but about restoring dignity and equality in the face of power. When Yeshua spoke of turning the other cheek, he was not teaching weakness. He was giving his followers a way to resist oppression without mirroring it, a way to claim equal worth in a society that thrived on class, power, and shame. It was not about taking punishment, but about breaking the cycle of humiliation. By turning the other cheek, the oppressed person forced the oppressor to confront them, not as a slave, not as a victim, but as an equal child of God.